Greetings to all my melanated people. Today's video is about the true knowledge and history of our people and how America is our homeland. We were here first and we have always been here. Let me give you a little history of the world that has been hidden from the masses. This world is run by reptilians, an evil force. These evil beings are from another dimension, a planet called Draco. They're human hybrids are Caucasian people, but they have manipulated our DNA so much that now they can disguise themselves as other groups of human beings and they can shapeshift. This has been known for over thousands of years. The Sumerians, one of the oldest civilizations on the planet, made references to these beings. A lot of cultures that were ancient did. White people, reptilian hybrids, have not always called themselves white. They are descendants of the Slavic people. The word slave comes from that name. The Moors enslaved them, but we will get into that later. If you investigate the history of the Slavic people, they believe that the god Zeus and a half-serpent woman created the Slavic people. White people are Caucasian people. They come from the Caucasus Mountains. Black and white are statuses. There is no such thing as race of people. There's only one race, and that is the human race. Human, having hue. Hue means color. These reptilians came to this planet and have been destroying the natural order of things and have created a false reality, the Matrix. The reptilians also came to this planet in search for gold. As you can see, we have gold, they have gold, and we have paper, fiat, aka paper money, and they also came down to earth for other natural resources. They feed off our energy and literally feed off of us. Pretending to be human beings, they can shapeshift and manipulate our DNA to look like us and reproduce with us. Do not be fooled. David Icke explains in his books that the reptilians manipulated their own DNA, so now they look pale, fair, and Nordic-like. They also live underground. Now look up the etymology of the word black. You will see that it means pale or to bleach. It is a Middle English word. The word black did not exist before the 1400s. Remember, the 1400s is the same year the Moors were expelled out of Europe and they started searching for America. According to the U.S. Census, white means descendants of North Africa, so it's not a skin color. We were not called black before the 1960s, but we continue to call ourselves black. We give up our birthrights and lineage that ties us to this land. Our leaders have been lying to us. Most of our leaders, like Martin Luther King, were Masons, and so are all the presidents. They tell us masonry is devilish to keep us from learning the truth. We are the Masonic secret. America is Morocco. The occupational government is the United States. And the United States is a foreign corporation, and we are the occupation. If you don't know who the Moors are, they are the melanated people from Morocco and North Africa who conquered Europe. The Moors ruled Spain, Italy, Turkey, Australia, and Ireland. We, the Moors, ruled Spain for 400 years, from 7 AD to 1086, or 1086. The Moors fought wars with the Crusaders from 1492 until 1609, but really we started fighting them in the thousands, the early thousands. So our defeat did not happen overnight. It took them hundreds and hundreds of years to finally defeat us. Granado in Spanish is pomegranate. The Moors brought this fruit to Spain in the 8th century. We brought culture, civilization, and knowledge to Europe. We built castles in Europe. The Spanish Inquisition was a war started to get rid of the Moors, authorized by the Catholic monarch Ferdinand and Isabel. The Inquisition in Europe was not about...
Dude, this guy's looking dead at me in the eyes. Oh!
And using torture techniques to get confessions for gold and maps.
I believe these to be the simplest and yet the most effective method of revealing the truth. And so let us begin.
In 1492, Columbus was sent to America by Isabella and Ferdinand to steal our gold and resources. Christopher Columbus wasn't exploring anything. He took Moors with him on his voyage because we knew how to navigate the sea, the oceans, and because we were prisoners of wars and had maps to America. The Spanish knew about the immense riches and advanced civilizations in America.
Today, we sail to conquer the new world. For Spain, for glory, for gold.
Like the movie, The Road to El Dorado, the City of Gold. Almost 18 years after Columbus invaded America, the Spanish sent more men to conquer Jamaica. In 1511, Spanish had searched for gold in Puerto Rico and Jamaica. The cities of gold were in Florida, Texas, and northern Mexico. They also ran into the Mayans, in 1524. You might be asking yourself, how can we call ourselves Moors if we were here and they were in Europe? You see, America
as Moors
is
of the
Morocco,
Western empires, right? Going all the way from the Horn, not the Horn, but from the Cape, all the way from the Ivory Coast, all the way up around into Mauritania, what is now Mauritania, Morocco, Tunis, Tripoli, Egypt, and then going all the way back down to the Ivory Coast, Cameroon, and then inside Mali. All of that was the western portion of the empire. So we here, as the Moors, have to understand that we are the torchbearers of that bloodline. Because after Granada, which one thing they don't tell you is that after the expulsion of Granada, all of the noblemen and people like that already had estates set up for them over here, because those estates was established for them over there. Because remember, it was our ancestors from northwestern and northern Africa that went up into what they now call España, set up all those dominions as far up into the southern France, what we call the Pyrenees today. Again, we as Moors of the West.
It's funny how everybody else in the world is in their country and continent, and that's where they originated from, except for Jamaicans and the melanated people in America, the so-called black people. We the only ones from somewhere else, and I have a hard time believing that. History proves that is not true. Jamaicans and so-called black people in the U.S., our history is tied together. We, along with the other Caribbean countries, Bay is trying to give you the knowledge of your lost estate and help you gain your consciousness back so we all can reclaim our true identity as Moors and stop suffering under these colonizer slave brands like Negro, Black, Colored, etc. Let's take back our nationality. You are 3/5 human when you don't have a nation or land and call yourself black. Remember, this is Suna Bay the Messiah, another exclusive.